Wait, it's being live streamed? Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Are we on? Is this real life? Are we on TV?
Yes, now we are.
Okay, that's so exciting.
Ready when you
I
are.
can't I can't see us, but I completely trust it.
Yes, we are live streaming. We're going to be
Oh
live in
my
about
goodness.
2 seconds. Okay. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz Special Edition. I'm Mary, and I'm here today with Reality by Ashley. Ashley, welcome, Ashley.
That's me. Welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, of course, it's my
I feel
pleasure.
like I didn't I feel like I didn't really give you a choice. I was like, I'm available. Hint hint.
Girl, I love having you
Product
on.
placement, product placement for when this goes big time.
Yes, product placement right there. Product placement. Girl, it is my pleasure. I love having you on so we can sit here and shit talk about one of our favorite things, the housewives.
I know. You make me laugh like nobody else, for sure.
Girl, I don't know about you, but this girl strip, it's just so much to unpack. I don't even know where to start.
I know. I loved every single second of it. So it's snowing in Minnesota right now, but I wore my little this is what I would have brought with me if I was on the girls trip because
Yes,
I
I
felt like this was like
love that
island
shirt.
vibes. I
Yes, I
totally tried to dress the part.
love that shirt. Love it, girl. So cute.
I one of the things I loved about that girls trip was that like all the clothes and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. The clothes. I always love the one thing about the housewives that I do love is the fashion. The purses and the shoes. I'm obsessed with purses and shoes.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're saying that because I feel like there's kind of this argument right now about that. You know, are like some people too showy about it? And I'm like, I don't think they can be showy enough.
I kind of agree with you because I live vicariously through them because I can't afford any of the crap that they have. So every time I see the shoes, the Chanel, the Louis Vuittons, I just live vicariously through them. And hey, fuck it, you know?
Yeah, same with like the vacations. Like
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly where they are, but
they're in Turks.
like Turks and Caicos. Yeah,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
probably never gonna
Yeah, me either. I mean, but
go there. At least not stay at a villa like theirs.
on a private jet, traveling on a private jet. I mean, the house that they're staying in, are we ever going to stay in a house like that?
I feel like that's what it's all about, though. I think there's a lot of discussion about that right now because, like, Heather on the OC, it's like, is it too much flaunting of it? And I'm like, I want to see all of it. I want to see every dollar.
I agree with you. Yeah, I do.
I mean, people complain so much about housewives being boring now and like being political or like too serious of conversations, but then it's like you can't talk about clothes either. So it's like, what's the topic supposed to be?
I know. Yeah.
So I think
And
that's where Girls Trip got it right, actually, is because it was like just about the fun.
right. And then I liked how they also went into the backstories and broke down the fourth wall. And we learned a lot about the backstories of their particular storylines, like the iconic storylines of the shows. That's what I liked
Yeah.
also.
I can't get enough of that either. I feel like it's like the real reality. It's like
Yes.
reality behind the scenes of reality TV. It's like probably I don't know. I don't like to think about it being fake at all anyway, but I like to feel like you're getting even an extra glimpse into it.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I love that totally.
I think
So,
it's like they're like acknowledging the viewers too
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in kind of a way when they do that. And I just think that's exciting. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. I mean, when Teresa was talking about when she met up with Joe, when he came out of jail and the feelings weren't there, and when Joe was laying on top of her trying to kiss her, that was like some insight we never heard before. And that was so interesting to
I
hear.
mean, that's not the first thing I thought of when I thought of like cool things that we learned from that. But I don't know, because when you said Joe laying on top of her, all of a sudden I was picturing like old Joe. I don't know.
Yeah. And then the whole thing, no, the one thing that I found really interesting when her and Melissa were talking about when Melissa first got on the show, and they still cannot agree about that. That
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm not surprised that they don't agree about it, but I'm kind of surprised that so many years later that Teresa's still like, oh, I didn't know, and she still kind of holds a chip on her shoulder about that, because it's like, girl, she's been on the show for how many seasons?
Yeah. I think
And
I'm not
Andy
surprised at
Cohen,
all. I'm not
and Andy
surprised at
Cohen
all
is
that
a
she has a
shit
chip on.
stirrer. And Andy Cohen's a shit stirrer, by the way.
Yeah, well, I don't his flame is dampening. Like, I don't know. He's got a lot of issues, but I don't know. Teresa's a mixed bag for me. I really love Melissa personally, especially in this setting. I thought that Melissa came off like the best. Like, I think people were actually kind of into her on
Right.
this. And I thought Teresa actually didn't come off that great at all. I thought she kind of seemed standoffish, and she did kind of open up towards the end, but in the beginning, I thought she had walls up.
Yes,
That's just my
definitely.
opinion. So I think the show painted Melissa in a better light. That's just
Yes.
my opinion.
Yes. It definitely did paint Melissa in a better light. Definitely. So what did you think
Yeah.
about the theme song? Our friend
Oh my
Michael
gosh.
wants to know. Our friend Michael, by the way, says that we both look gorgeous.
Thank you. Oh, do we have people following us
Yes,
already
we
or
do.
watching?
Yes, I could
That's
see
exciting. So
comments.
everybody in the whole world who's watching, I have no idea what you're saying or who you are. I can't see any of that. Mary is translating everything for me. So
And I'm
thank you
half
to
blind
whoever.
without my glasses. So when you see me put my glasses on, I'm reading your comments.
Oh, funny. Okay. What did I think of the theme song? It kind of sticks to you. It sticks in your mind. I think I've seen like a lot of really funny memes where it's like silence or whatever, and it's just that song that always cracks me up. Um, in general, it was interesting. What did you think of there not being taglines?
I, you know, I didn't mind it too much, honestly. I like the theme song. It was a cute beat. It was a cute bop. You could dance to it, I thought.
Stop.
I
No,
thought it was cute.
that's really.
It was cute. I thought it was
I
cute.
mean, I didn't hate it. I definitely didn't. I actually loved it, but I
I
don't
mean,
know
but
about
I
that.
didn't mind not having taglines. I really didn't mind it.
I just
What do you
remember that
think?
was a topic. That was a topic that came up on Twitter. So I'm just relaying it. But that was something that was like they should have had taglines. And I'm okay with it not having taglines too, because I feel like it sets it apart as something totally different.
Right?
I don't want it to be like I think we were gonna get to this, but the next season of Girls Trip is like sad trip to me. I'm not looking forward to it. And so I think I want it to be as separate from like a Real Housewives format as it can be. I want it to be like I want to allow it to be its own thing.
Okay, well, our friend Michael says the theme song is like herpes.
I'm trying to figure out which one Michael.
And you know who Michael is. Come on.
Oh, well, I didn't know we were going by Michael tonight. Sorry. Is he the only person watching? Please tell me. Please tell me.
Yes, yes, he is the only person watching.
I love him. But this is being recorded so other people can watch it
Yes,
later.
yes, so other people can watch it
Everybody's
later.
just busy right now. Everybody's busy right now. We understand you're
It's
eating dinner.
okay. It's
It's
okay.
Thirsty Thursday, I
Right.
think.
People are probably out getting drunk and they'll
You're
watch
just
us
drunk.
later.
You're too drunk to watch this right now. But tomorrow, when you're having your coffee,
Yes.
when you're sobering up,
Yes, you can
you're gonna
watch
be
us.
you're
Exactly.
gonna really be excited.
Yes. And the theme song is like herpes.
Michael.
Michael.
I prefer the French version of his name personally. Uh,
He's going
but
by
yeah.
Michael tonight.
Okay. Wow. All right. I'm going by Ashley still every day. And always. Reality, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I waited to drink until this video because I knew this was going to happen and I wanted to at least talk about some housewives.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see.
You have the list.
I'm thinking Melissa and Kyle making fun of the way Ramona talks. That was funny. I thought that was pretty
Everything
funny.
about Melissa and Kyle is amazing.
Yes, I loved their friendship. That was pretty cute.
I thought it was. I think one of the things that also works about Girls Trip is that it allowed for there to be like authentic friendships that
Yes.
weren't necessarily like put together because like some of these people had been like I think it was like Cynthia was at Luann's wedding or something like that. I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
so there was like some real people connections that had already happened. And I feel like that's a little bit more organic than maybe
Right.
having to be friends because of the show.
Right. Right.
And so I
So
loved seeing, I loved seeing the throwbacks of like Mauricio and Kyle and Joe and Melissa.
yes.
I
Yes.
want to be like the fifth wheel in that little bus for
You
sure.
want to be the fifth wheel?
Yes, invite
Would
me.
you like to be a sister wife somewhere in that one of those relationships?
Yes.
Which one? Melissa and Joe's or
No,
Mauricio
Kyle and
Joe's?
Mauricio. Mauricio, every single time I tweet about like who's the hottest guy on Housewives, it's like Mauricio is like number one for everybody forever.
Mauricio is hot.
It starts wars with people. Like if you don't think that, you're in the minority.
He is hot.
Yeah, I like seeing him on Girls Trip.
Oh yes, I like seeing him on Girls Trip too. So what did you think about Kyle's little confession about her black tie dinner sex at the table?
Oh, yes. See, that's another reason why I would want to be in with them because that is all like hot. I think it's, I don't know. I've seen arguments where it's like, is Kyle really desperate to keep Mauricio? Is that why she acts like this? Is she like, because it's like, oh, he's a cheater. There's all these like allegations and stuff. But I like to see it as they actually just have like the best relationship ever.
Yeah,
And
so do
they
I.
have fun. And it's like, who, I mean, realistically, like, who wouldn't? I mean, if that was your life, if you were at a black tie event, like put yourself there, you know what I mean? Wouldn't you? That would be fun. I give
Yes.
props to them. I give props to Kyle for being cool enough to pull that off. And then to tell people and not be embarrassed about it. I feel like she would never say that on Beverly Hills.
Oh, definitely. She would never say that on Beverly Hills.
It
I
was
feel
not,
like
that's not the right company.
this was like the right environment for Kyle to let her freak flag fly. She just let it all out there. She didn't care about anything. And like Beverly Hills is more like stuffy, so this was just like the right environment for her just to let it all out there. And her and Melissa were like the perfect like bad girl couple. They were so funny when they were together.
Yeah, I completely agree. I love Melissa though.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of how I decide if I like the housewife is like, are they beautiful? Would I want to be them? Do I want to look like them? That kind of thing. And it's like Melissa checks those boxes for me. So I don't get it. Like I don't understand the hate. I mean, she's had better seasons, like she's had some boring seasons and some good seasons or whatever.
Right.
But I don't get the hate. I think people decide who they're gonna hate and then it just becomes a thing.
So what did you think about Teresa and Cynthia's friendship?
Oh my goodness. I feel like I have no opinion on
Okay. I thought it
that.
was
What do you think? Like where does that question come from?
I thought it was a strange kind of I really didn't picture them hitting it off. And
I could see it being like a real ones kind of a thing. Like
right.
they both kind of tell it like it is. They're both kind of like not always sharing deep parts of themselves, and so they decided to disclose to each other. Like I can understand all that. I really liked Cynthia. I I'll tell you, when I was reading the tweets about what other people thought of Girls Trip, I was surprised because I thought Cynthia, because I didn't watch Atlanta when she was on. And so I have a really good impression of her from this. And
Right.
a lot of people didn't get that. So I don't know.
I have a really good impression of her from this too. I didn't watch Atlanta when she was on either. So I like Cynthia from this, even
Yeah,
though the whole Cynthia Kenya dynamic was kind of weird when she was
I
getting
think that was justified because, like, I think you go in and you don't necessarily know a bunch of people, but you know one person. And
right,
you kind of, I would expect, like, even if you're not necessarily best friends on the show, you know them better than the other people do. So I would feel like that's one of those situations. Like, if it was a trip where I'm thinking like I was going with my friends and I knew one of them better than all the other ones, you kind of, I think it's expected that you kind of stay close to that person, or like at least sort of have their back until they make other friendships in the group. I think
right,
that's what Cynthia was expecting. I think Cynthia was saying, was expecting that they were going to clear the slate and they were going to go into it as just being friends because they knew each other from their show. And
right.
that's, Kenya was like there to meet other people. So
Kenya was
I don't know.
totally there to meet other people, to
And so
party.
I didn't get the impression from the show, like their Atlanta dynamic, I guess, is completely different than that. I don't know. I've always heard people really put Kenya on a pedestal, and I really liked Cynthia more after
Right,
this than
right.
Kenya. Honestly, I don't know. Kenya would fit in on Beverly Hills, in my opinion. Like I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I think the whole Atlanta dynamic is just different in general compared to the other shows. Because Cynthia and Kenya, I think, are just like on another level because Kenya would just, I mean, Kenya and Ramona. Can we just touch on that for a minute? I know you don't want to spend
I know
45
you
minutes
really
talking
want
about,
to. No, let's talk about it. I want to talk about it.
I mean, Kenya was the only one that held Ramona up to her shit. I mean, everyone just brushes Ramona's bullshit under the rug from the plane within like the first 5 minutes.
I just, oh God, let me put like a disclaimer. I am not a Ramona apologist. I don't even have any skin in the game because I don't even necessarily like her. I just, I just, I think what it is that makes me shrug those things off is that I know people that are like her. I know people personally that are exactly like her. And
So
it's like
do
when they
I.
talk, when they say those things, you're brushing it off because it's like I don't know. You're It's like taking one for the team of society or something. Like you just let them be and you don't get into it with them every single time because there's just like no hope for them. And that's just what I think. I mean,
See,
with Ramona, it's like she's so set in her ways. She's not gonna have a light bulb moment. She's not gonna change. So where do we go from here?
but I also feel like Ramona can't keep doing things like that and not having people put her in her place and make her feel uncomfortable. Because by people just brushing it under the rug,
But does she ever really feel uncomfortable though? I think
Kenya made her feel.
If Michael is still watching, he's big on like sociopaths. And I would argue like
Let me
I
put my
don't think
glasses
remote
on and see what he's saying.
I don't think Ramona has it behind the eyes enough
Okay.
to to really be put to the fire. I don't think she cares.
I think Kenya made her feel uncomfortable, and we're gonna get into this in the second part of our
I mean,
podcast.
physically uncomfortable and like spiritually uncomfortable are
Yes,
two different things.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
think that because as soon as she said she was like, "Oh, I'm being attacked" or whatever, like physically, I'm so scared or whatever. It was like that was her gut reaction was to go there.
right.
She wasn't actually mentally affected. She was more physically affected. I just think that says a lot about
Yes,
her.
it does. It does absolutely. It does. Ramona is
Just a
just
question about Ramona, just hot topic, yes or no answer. If Roni is rebooted, would you want her to be on it or not?
no.
Okay. I can make peace with that answer. I think my answer is probably no, I guess. I don't really have an answer. I just wanted to know what your answer was.
I mean, she was just. I mean, even on this girls' trip, she was just so insufferable. Like from the plane, from I mean, calling Teresa a scarecrow. Not even 5 minutes in, saying that Luann's marriage to Tom was a trigger for her. How is
Mhm.
Luann's marriage triggering? Triggering her.
Okay, so I have a big picture question for you. And I'm not, like I
Yes.
said, I'm not a Ramona apologist. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
brainstorming and we're
Yes.
talking. So I don't know if you watch Potomac or if you follow Potomac, but Candace on Potomac,
Right.
she is kind of a questionable figure. And people they either love her or they hate her. They defend her, or they don't. And she kind of starts these just really hot discussions, right? But
Right.
every single week, she has her name and the show is trending, right?
Right.
People are talking about it.
Of course.
And it's
Of
like,
course.
at what point is it like Ramona's been on this for 15 years? She knows who she is. She's a character in herself,
Yes.
especially with Luann there and being able to kind of bat off of that. I mean,
Right.
at what point is she kind of, because she's got that whole like fake apology thing down. She always does that, like, I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. I said the wrong thing. It's like, at what point does she just kind of say the wrong thing to
Yeah.
kind of walk that back? You know what I mean? Because it
Right.
keeps us, I mean, we're literally talking about her. Everybody wants her to be gone off the show, and yet we're talking about
Right.
it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
I
Well.
don't know. I mean, maybe she's like really, really good at it. That's all. And she just happens to be a really bad person. That's
Yes.
why I do not judge housewives based on who they are as people. I only judge them based on housewives. That's controversial, I understand, but I think it's very important.
You know something? That's actually a good way to go. To
If
not
you
judge
go
them.
the other way, you're going to be disappointed every single time. Because just like how I talk about, I feel this way about the people on 90 Day Fiance, on a long enough timeline, everyone is going to, they're going to just go crazy. It's going to go off the rails. And so I just, yeah, that's just the
Yeah.
way I prefer
No. Yeah. I totally agree. So, what did you think of Michael, the concierge?
Oh my gosh. First of all, I think it was, it's kind of amazing for like a guy to wear a mask and still be hot. Like, he's hot, even
Yes.
though he's wearing the mask, right? So that's impressive. And then my only anecdote about it is I didn't go to the Countess and Friends like Christmas, whatever. But some people I know did, and they said that in the question and answer portion, somebody asked a question about Michael, and the audience started booing. I guess it's like really bad. Like, he's married, and people just think like that it just went too far and it's bad. And I guess the only thing I really know about what happened was like, yeah, somebody mentioned Michael, and like the whole crowd started booing Luann.
Oh my God. She
I mean,
was
she was like,
bad.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I was sitting there thinking, like, this man's wife is watching this show.
And if I was this man's wife, I would beat Luann's ass. How
She
many
took it
times did she
way too
flash
far.
him?
She literally took her clothes off. There was all this talk about, I keep referencing Twitter. That's where we're like know
Yeah.
each other from. But
Hmm.
there's all this talk on Twitter about like she should have been like charged with molesting and stuff because she was taking her clothes off in front of him.
I know.
Like
Oh my
surprise
God.
attack of nudity is like illegal.
That was like within like the first day. She was like flashing him. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, Luann? Keep your clothes on. And then that game of Twister, of course, she did the shot off of him. You didn't have to twist her arm to do the
I
shot
feel
off
like
him.
Luann, I don't know. It's like part of me thinks like maybe it's because there was people there like Melissa or like some of the younger people or whatever. She wanted to like really show off and feel good about herself. But then part of me just thinks like Luann is that delusional. She really is. Like she
Luann
really
is
is.
delusional.
She really is.
Luann is delusional. Okay, Michael said no Candace.
Okay, Michael, the infamous Michael, and I disagree on literally every single thing that we could ever talk about when it comes to housewives. And people are like, think like, well, I mean, whether or not we're in cahoots, I don't know, but they think that we're in cahoots, and it's like, it's gonna we'd have to find a topic we agree on first
Because you
for
guys
that to
are
be
always
successful.
disagreeing. You guys are always disagreeing. You agree to
Yeah,
disagree, right, Ashley?
people are gonna love rewatching this tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, they are. They're going to love watching this. So let's see. What else do we want to talk about?
I'm trying to think of what else was amazing on Girls Trip. I liked, okay, oh, here we go. Personally, I liked that there was definitely fights. I mean, obviously, if we do like a part two of the second set of
Yes.
episodes, there's obviously like a lot of fighting.
Yes. The
However,
second
I
part was a
like,
lot of fighting.
yeah,
Yes.
I liked in general, I liked the positive tone of it. I liked kind of the free spirited tone of it. So the question I have for you then is like, how do you like your housewives? Like, do you like the fun, happy trips where they're all getting along, or do you prefer kind of that more
I like
argumentative?
a little mix of both. I like the fun, happy trips when they're all getting along. And then I like it when there's a little bit of fighting, but justified fighting, not like petty bullshit fighting.
Yeah,
Like if somebody did something wrong, they get called out on it. That's what I like. Not like, oh, this one said this. I heard you said this about me. That's like petty bullshit fighting. That
right.
I don't want to deal with. That I can deal with, justified fighting. I like justified fighting.
Yeah. I actually don't even know if I need any fighting. Like I really like all the fun of it so much. And like I have no idea why I keep going back to Potomac in my mind because it's not even like a part of Girls Trip. But I'm just like thinking like of ensemble cast. I guess like Salt Lake is like this too. Like I really love when everybody's just like vibing together and having a good time. I just think it's so fun because in a way I feel like that's breaking the fourth wall because what's expected of housewives is for there to be like that arguing and that tension and
Right.
every time they kind of react more like they like each other. Like if they act like they like each other and it's people that are usually fighting, I feel like that's kind of more real in a way.
Okay.
Because like how much? I mean, like if you're fighting with somebody for the show, you're fighting with them. But like if you saw them in public, are you really gonna like snub them at the
Right.
grocery store? Like I don't know how deep it goes for these people. I would love to find out though if they're casting in my area.
Right. Exactly. Right. She's available to be a housewife.
I'm available.
Anytime. Product placements. So, what did you think about how each lady got to host like a night, and
I
they got to
loved
do
that.
like
I
like a
loved
theme?
that.
I
I
loved.
loved it. I think I had like a flash just in my mind when you said that because that was what the New York season that just went really bad.
Right.
I feel like kind of had that format, but everybody really failed at like what their night was supposed to be. Whereas Girls Trip, on the flip side of it, I feel like everybody really had like a fun night. I was obsessed with Melissa's The Slumber Party. I think that that's just like a fun equalizer that puts everybody in a good mood.
Yes,
I
out of the
love all
first
the over the
four,
top dinners and stuff.
yes.
I mean, I love an over the top dinner. Of course, Ramona with her like, I don't even know, trying to get some or whatever.
Oh my God. Ramona taking topless selfies in the hot tub, sending it to her boyfriend or whoever he is.
I
But she
mean,
brought,
like I said again, disclaimer, not a Ramona fan, but she's like 67. If I'm
yes,
67 and I look like that and I'm doing that and I'm getting the reaction that she's getting, that's all I gotta say. I
it's
mean, goals, not her personality, but like just the rest of it.
she's too much. She's too
She's way
much.
too much. I know so many people like her though. I don't know if it's just the area that I live in or what it is, but I just feel like I know so many people like her.
Oh gosh, I know a lot of people like her too, and I don't want to deal with
No,
them.
and you just, it's like, yes, you groan and yes, you cringe, but it's like you mostly kind of just try to stay away from them.
Yes, just don't deal with them. I just don't deal with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what the brush off of Ramona is. It's just like, oh my God, like not this again.
Yes, I know. I and
I would
I
be fine without her. I would be fine without Luann. I do think Sonia has her sad moments, but I'm really a proponent of like a strong like set of OGs on a cast. I don't think everybody should be new. So if somebody had to stay of that group, I would pick Sonia, I guess.
oh, me too, definitely. I would pick Sonia out of those
And I
three.
think she has like a natural, like that could go so well with like if Tinsley was to come back or if they added a new person. I feel like Sonia's always more susceptible to new people because she's like so desperate for friends. I feel like
Yeah,
she's always kind of warms
yeah,
up to the new
I
people
know,
because she like wants a new friend.
I
So
know.
that I feel like I think she should stay. I think Sonia would be so fun on a girls trip.
Oh, Sonia would be a ball on a girl's trip. Are you kidding me? She wouldn't remember half of it, but she would
Yeah,
be
as
a
long as she
ball.
kept it light. That scene where they were on that vacation, it was like when Bethany was on and they're at the table and she just falls under the
Yes,
table and
yes,
Bethany's standing there just like her reaction is just like
yes,
just blank
yes,
face.
like,
That is amazing. That's amazing. That's good
yes.
TV. That's a good girls trip scene for sure.
Speaking of Bethany, what did you think about when Luann was talking about when Bethany showed her the picture of Tom kissing somebody else on camera and how that hurt her so much because she felt like if Bethany was a true friend, she wouldn't have done that on camera.
Bethany is a queen. Like Bethany to me is perfection in Housewives terms. And like I said, I only judge them based on Housewives. I don't judge them based on who they are in real life. So
Right.
just based on Housewives, I think Bethany is like way, 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 way above Luann. And I think Luann kind of looks for the story where she can get it. And so for
Okay.
her to play traumatized now is like,
Right.
we've never heard this before. Um, does it completely suck that all of that was aired out on television? Yes. But I mean, she had to know. I mean, she knows who Tom is. Like, how is that Bethany's fault?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, why play the victim now, Luann?
That's what I'm saying is like it's because there's like a fresh group of girls to listen to her story. Like I'm almost like Ramona gives people more reasons not to like her, but I do dislike Luann a little bit more.
So did you hear
I think she just brings less. I just think she brings less.
oh,
Like whether
definitely.
it's good or bad, like to talk about, she just brings less to talk about.
Oh, definitely. Did you hear about her supposedly skipping out on the $700 bill?
I did. I also heard about her being drunk, which doesn't surprise me at all. I think that I think it was girls' trip. It must have been because it was like a boat. On girls' trip, she like excuses herself to go downstairs or something. She was for sure going to drink wine. I mean, in my opinion, they were having like a scuffle. She's like, I have to excuse myself for a moment. And she went down to the bar and she was like joking with the bartender. And then it like panned away or whatever. She was 100% drinking. She just drinks off camera.
Yes, yes, I totally agree. I
She
agree.
100% drinks off.
Yeah.
That's just the sad part of it. So yeah, she I guess she like went into the restaurant and was like said she's like, I'm a celebrity. Like just give me everything for free. And they're like they had to like Google who she was or
Yeah,
something.
I know. Like, what the
It's so
fuck?
sad.
That is so sad. So I'm looking forward to summarizing the second part with you.
Yes. That it's like less lighthearted, but I did love
Yes, I did love it. I did love it. And are we looking forward to um the Ultimate Girls Trip too?
it. Oh yeah, I think I touched on that. I'm actually not looking forward to it at all.
No,
It
me
scares
either.
me. I feel like it's like rehab. Like I feel like it is like all the people are gonna walk into a room and like a curtain's gonna come and like open and it's gonna be like a rehab specialist being like, I am here to help you.
Okay, so we have
It's got like
Brandy.
Dorinda.
Okay.
Dorinda are automatically I could do an entire video on that. Brandy, who I actually love, but like she's not positive. She's toxic. And
Yes.
then Taylor Armstrong, who I think this is just bad because I really think that she should be more protected. I think she deserved more of like a Beverly Hills comeback or something first. And then it's like, oh yeah, we all love Taylor. She's got this whole great life now that doesn't suck. Let's put her on a trip with people. But instead now she's on this like she hasn't been seen for years. The last most people know of her is like tragedy.
Yes.
And now she's like going to wherever with Dorinda and Brandy. And it's like this poor girl. I don't know. I just don't feel good about it.
And fucking
loved the vibe of the first one, and the second one just scares me so much.
and who else is going? Tamra, right? And Vicky.
Who I thought was like canceled. Aren't all these people
I'm like, are you
right?
fucking kidding me?
I like literally I thought all these people were that's why I'm saying I think it's like an intervention because I think they're putting these people in a room to be like, okay, here's the deal. You can come
Oh,
back to your show if you sober up and stop being racist.
I could
I
see
mean,
that.
that's just the truth. It's just the truth. And
But
then there's like,
the
oh, we already know who is in the third girls trip. It's like, I don't think we do. And if we do, I don't think it's the people that they say it is. It's like fan art, the thing they put together for the third one. It's like Lisa Barlow. It's like in your dreams.
oh my god. Oh yeah, Lisa Barlow in your dreams. I could picture her going on a girl's trip.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll always have the first. We'll always have the first
The first
season.
one will always be in our hearts.
It will always be in our heart.
It'll always be in our hearts. Okay, well, I had a great time with you tonight, Ashley.
I did too. I think that is actually a great place to leave it because the first part of Girls Trip was positive.
Yes.
And then
And
we'll really dig into the
we'll
second part
really
later.
dig into the drama with the second part. So
I'm into that.
thank you for joining me. Thank you
Thank
for
you for
watching
joining me.
us.
If you liked this video, definitely follow
Yes.
Kiki and Kibitz on Twitter, Reality
And,
by Ashley on Twitter, Angela's Bra Purse on Twitter.
and subscribe on YouTube, please.
Yes, follow them. They have celebrities like this. This is not as good as it gets. This channel, I promise you. They have huge celebrities all the time.
And we will see you guys in the next couple of days for part 2 of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. So thank you guys. Have a good night. Bye.